Welcome, everyone, to episode number 42 of Talking Kentucky. My name is Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes. And Caden, we're getting some weird ass comments in the comments right now. Do you know what all that Chinese stuff in there is? Or is that even Chinese? What is that? What language is that?
Yeah, can we try to decipher this? Well, Coleman, I don't really know. I see a telephone. Um,
Okay.
I see. Is that like a pitchfork?
It could be. A
Is this just
trident,
David? Is this
maybe?
David on his alt? Is he mad that we didn't start at 7 o'clock? Is this what
You
this is?
you think this is David? You think this is like a burner account for David, the
Yeah,
Garuji or whatever this is? I think it
yeah.
could be.
I think this is his form of protesting.
It could be. I think it says Cal needs to play his own. I think that's what it actually
Yeah.
translates as. No,
Is it
David says,
call me? Is it DeMarcus Cousins call me with the telephone? Could that
oh,
be
with
it?
the telephone. That's a
Yeah.
good point. It could
Oh,
be. Could be
yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins in here.
Beats
Um,
me. Turtle Man language, maybe.
Oh, Turtle Man. It could be Turtle Man. Who knows? It could be just one of Scott's monologues in a different language. It could be a number of things. But anyway, um, yeah, episode number 42. We can only go up from here, I think. I mean, we're starting off with the bang with comments in other languages and things. And speaking of starting off with a bang, Caden, this has kind of been a buzzer beater for me. I kind of walked in the door 5 minutes before the show. A lot of traffic on the interstate. Before I made it here to the Talking Kentucky studios, as they say.
Hey,
Yeah,
describe what the Talking Kentucky studio looks like
well, I
for
think
our viewers.
my studio and your studio looks a little bit different. Like we'll have to we'll have to post like the side by side one day. I think
Yeah,
that would
one's a college kid studio, and one's someone that has been working for a few
it's
years.
not a college kid.
We can
Yeah.
do a side by side.
See, now Caden's studio, he's got like 2 or 3 monitors. He's got like a boom arm. He's got like a foam thing over his mic. The mic's like right in front of his face. I have an iPad, a USB condenser mic that I've had since high school, and I have a little ring light set on a little tripod on top of a trumpet pedagogy book. So it's
Yeah,
pretty high tech setup over here. To be
yeah.
honest with
Really, the trumpet book's the heart of the setup.
you.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
what could go wrong with that? Supporting the show, you know.
Well, today I don't even have that. I don't even have the trumpet
Oh,
pedagogy book. So like only half of my ring light is above the laptop here. But it's National Barbie Day today. We have all thought of being a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. It says, Caden, I know I have, for one, not thought of being a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Have you thought of that?
no, I haven't. Have you thought of being Barbie Ken in a Barbie world?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't even thought of being a Barbie Ken. No. Not it has it, to be honest with you, it's never even crossed my mind, actually. I don't know if it's crossed your mind. It is International School Meals Day. Caden, what was your favorite cafeteria meal? Like in elementary school, middle school, like what was the go-to like cafeteria day for you?
Well, for the most part, I brought my lunch, but I had have to say in elementary school, when I actually ate at the school, it probably had to be the chicken nuggets and honey mustard. That was always a good day when it was chicken.
Yeah. The chicken was good. The square pizza was good. I like chili and Fritos. There's nothing quite like the school pizza though. Like the school square pizza had its own like unique taste. I don't know if you had the
I
square
can
pizza.
still taste that to this day, and
I
I
can
don't know if
too.
that was my favorite.
It didn't taste like pizza, really. It didn't. I don't know what it tasted like. It just had its own unique taste, kind of like a McDonald's hamburger. Nothing else quite tastes like a McDonald's hamburger. But
I
it
mean,
is
I
what it is.
prefer my pizza to taste like pizza, so maybe that's why I didn't like it.
Well, that's a pretty liberal idea there, Caden. I would have to say. So, it's
Don't you call
National
me that?
Crab. What?
Don't you call me that?
Yeah, I never thought I'd be calling Caden a liberal. That's for sure. It's National Crab Meat Day. Grab your forks and dig into the most delicious crab meat while learning about the day. I've had crab in the form of, I've had it in the form of crab cake. But I don't think I've just had straight crab. Haven't had crawfish, even though I've lived in Louisiana for 2 years now. Still haven't had crawfish, but I feel like that's something I have to participate in eventually here.
I feel like crawfish, crab, lobster, it's kind of all the same,
Yeah.
all shellfish.
It's National Dishwasher Appreciation Day. I definitely appreciate my dishwasher today and every day. Man, it's a game changer, Caden. Like when you move, I mean, when you're a college student, first you live in the dorm, and then you move to an apartment that maybe has laundry, but they only have it on one floor or something. Then you have laundry in your apartment, like a washer or dryer in your apartment. That makes a big difference. And then the dishwasher is also a big difference in moving into adult life. So I could definitely get behind National Dishwasher Appreciation Day.
What would you rather have, a dishwasher or a dryer?
Well, David Holmes says he appreciates his wife. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's
some positivity.
Good. A dishwasher or a dryer?
A dishwasher or washer and dryer? You had to pick one.
Oh, definitely a washer and dryer. It's not even close.
Okay, what about just the dryer or a dishwasher? Could you hang dry your clothes?
No, that would drive me absolutely insane. No, I would have to have the washer and dryer. I feel like
Marsha thinks our audio is down, but Marsha, I think it's on your end because I think everyone else can hear us so far.
I think so. Hopefully, I don't even know if she's talking about us or not. But yeah, we were having audio trouble a couple episodes ago when Caden had a truck in his room, according to Josh. But tonight I don't think we're having that. At least not yet. Far. So we should be good so far. There's a lot of holidays today. It's National Meatball Day. It's Popcorn Lovers Day. Those are both great ones. And last but not least, it's National Get Over It Day. That sounds like
that's an important lesson that everyone should learn at some point. Yeah.
Let's get over what's weighing us down and leave the past in the past. Yeah. It's turned into National Get Over It year for me. It's rather than National Get Over It Day.
Oh, for sure. Hey, I know another holiday. I can go ahead and I can just speak into existence. Are you ready, Coleman?
Yeah.
It's National Antonio Reeves Day.
Is it National Antonio Reeves? Well, I mean, you've got him in your background there.
Yeah.
So
let's just say Antonio Reeves week because he straight up won the game, didn't he?
Of course he did. Yeah. Again, we haven't had a show since Arkansas, so I did not get to watch the Arkansas game. Caden, let's just jump right on in. Give us the lowdown on Arkansas. I know Reeves had 37, but apparently it was a pretty crazy game for a lot of reasons. So what are some of the takeaways?
First off, I'm just going to throw this out there. Arkansas is the worst.
They are the most
everything. Yeah, they are the most nude fans. I don't think any of that happened during that game, but it was just annoying. Like their players are annoying, their coach is annoying, their fans are annoying. Everything about Arkansas is just annoying. But I guess from the Kentucky standpoint, Antonio Reeves obviously killed it.
Yep.
Jacob Toppin playing point guard. Man, if you would have told me that Oscar was going to foul out, Jacob Toppin was going to play point guard, we were going to win that game, I would have told you there's no way.
And not only that, but score 88 points. That's what's crazier, right? To drop 88 points and win the game. But Marsha was right. Marsha said that Toppin needs to be taking the ball down the floor last episode, and you got to give her credit. So that's right. And David Holmes sums it up here with his, with the hogs there, hog noses emojis in the comments. Does any team in the SEC play as physical as Arkansas? I mean, Arkansas always just beats the hell out of you. I feel like.
Auburn used to as well, but
they did last year, but not so much this year. We just got Bruce Pearl yelling, whatever he's yelling this year, smashed or whatever.
Yeah, he's yelling smashed.
Yeah, we got him yelling smashed. So, Reeves. I think Reeves has become next to Jody Meeks, the only player in the modern Kentucky basketball era to go on the road and drop that many points. So that's
Malik Monk
it's
did it. I guess that was a neutral site game when Malik Monk went for, what did he do, 47, I think, 45.
Michelle brings up a good point here. Tennessee is usually pretty physical. Yeah, they are. That's for sure. But I feel like, I mean, how many free throws were shot in that game? I think it was like 67.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, we hit our free throws too. And I mean, there's usually a correlation there, Coleman. When we hit our free throws, we have a pretty good chance of winning.
Imagine that.
Yeah. That's really all you can say.
That's a shocker right there.
No, but I'll give credit. I'll give credit where credit's due. Jacob Toppin played an incredible job doing point guard, and then I thought Coach Cal coached a really good game.
I heard that. I mean, again, I haven't even gone back and watched the highlights, but I've heard that Cal really killed it, really called a good game. So props to him. I mean, when people say that Cal coached a good game, I think you got to believe them, because people haven't been saying that a lot this year.
Yeah, I'll give credit where credit's due. He coached a good game.
Well,
Oscar probably should have gotten thrown out a couple times.
He should have. I did
his
see
elbows
that.
Get away from him.
I haven't seen a lot from that game, but I did see that Oscar, was throwing the elbows, and I think it was one of those where you probably can't kick him out early in that game, because it probably would have decided the game, and it's his last regular season game, presumably as a Kentucky Wildcat. But I don't think we could have complained if they did kick him out, because that was kind of an egregious elbow. I hate saying that, and Oscar wasn't like that last year. I feel like Oscar has more of a temper this year than he did last year.
He does. He's complaining a lot more to the refs this year too. He's always throwing his hands up.
Yeah, and the thing is, when he makes a big play, when he gets, dunks on somebody or gets a rebound or something, gets fouled, he flexes, he's like going down the court flexing. And I just feel like that's not what Oscar was doing last year. You know what I mean? It was just kind of different. Michelle says, I don't think he meant to elbow that guy, but he's darn lucky he didn't get thrown out. Yeah. I mean, we know Oscar, he's not the kind of guy. I mean, he's not like he didn't play for Arkansas. He's not like a Joakim Noah where he just go down the court and just he's not Grayson Allen or anything, right? But that said, it was a close call.
Yeah, it still looked bad. He did it twice too, not just once. And I was a little nervous, especially on that second one.
Claude says, yeah, Oscar needs to stop flexing. Yeah, I just want Oscar to be Oscar. Oscar's Oscar, Caden. You just need to you do you get the rebounds, get your average double, and just let it be. You know what I mean? But hey, SEC tournament is going on right now, starting this week. And we had two upsets last night to open up, Caden, Wednesday night at the SEC tournament. It's always one of my favorite nights because it's really bad basketball, but that actually makes for some good basketball games. So we had Ole Miss upsetting South Carolina. Yes, in fact, that was an upset because Ole Miss was 13 seed. Carolina was the 12 seed, even though, South Carolina is known as the doormat of the SEC.
The SEC doormat, South Carolina.
You can't argue with that.
They did lose. So Ole Miss advanced, and then Caden, you called it on the phone before the game. LSU upset Georgia. They get their only third conference win of the year, beating Georgia, and they're playing Vanderbilt tonight, and Kentucky will play the winner of that game tomorrow. And then looks like Tennessee took down Ole Miss today, and so
70-55.
Yeah, Tennessee will move on to the next round there. And who's playing right now? I know LSU and Vanderbilt's later tonight, but there's another game in the middle. Oh, that's right.
Mississippi State beat Florida.
Oh, was that game today too?
Yeah, I believe that was tonight as well.
Mississippi State and Florida. Well, I didn't realize that was tonight. Well, then probably the best first round game in the SEC in history, Auburn and Arkansas. I mean, I feel bad for A&M having to play the winner of that game. That's a pretty bad draw, don't you think, Caden?
Yeah, it's a terrible draw. And I mean, I kind of figured Arkansas would win that. They're up 15 right now with 13 or 14 minutes left. So guess Auburn could still come back. You never know with Bruce Pearl, but I'd say Arkansas is probably going to have that one. And I'm just going to throw this out here. Coleman, I think we're going to play LSU tomorrow in the first round.
Oh, you're calling the upset.
I'm gonna call the upset.
That's what I was wanting.
Go Tigers.
GEAUX. Yeah, go Tigers. So I mean, but that's what I was wanting to get into is actually, would you rather play Vanderbilt or LSU? Because I'm almost of the belief that I would rather play. Now I still think we could beat both of them. I'm almost of the belief I would rather play Vanderbilt because without their big man, they just beat us. We're going to be pissed. We're going to get up for that game. I'd almost rather play Vanderbilt than LSU.
Yeah, I honestly think it's hard for me to remember, but I thought LSU played us a lot better than Vandy did, even though they beat us. I just, for some reason, I felt that LSU game was a tough game for us, was it not?
It really was. I mean, we only beat them by a couple points, I think. And Marcia says that she would rather play Vanderbilt. David Holmes says he'd rather play Vandy. I would too. I mean, LSU goes and beats Vandy tonight. They've got all the momentum in the world. Mm-hmm. We've already beaten them once.
Yep.
We've seen how that's kind of gone over for us this year about beating teams once and having to play them again. Besides Tennessee, of course, because we're Tennessee's daddy, Caden. I mean, that's who we are this year.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think the experience Cody and I are going to have in Nashville tomorrow. I think I would rather play Vandy as well. It's going to be really nice besides some Vandy fans and being their daddy too,
Well, that's right. In the hometown Vanderbilt fans there. And that's right. If you didn't know, Caden, breaking news is head down to Vanderbilt tomorrow night. Not planning on going to the game. Right.
Anything could happen,
but you're just planning on being in the area, and taking in the downtown Nashville.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, I feel like we should, when we used to go to NTC at UK, we used to make like an NTC bingo card, and things like that. So I feel like you got to make some kind of like SEC tournament bingo. Like you get, see a Tennessee fan chewing tobacco, you got to cross that one off.
We should do that. That's a good idea.
Like I feel like that would be a good pastime. You gotta make a bingo card for y'all.
Yeah, we should do that. If our viewers can help us with that, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have anything to put on an SEC or a Nashville bingo card for Caden, let him know. David Holmes says, remember Coors Light. I saw a Coors Light billboard today, and I couldn't help but think of David Holmes.
Is he saying we should drink Coors Light in Nashville? Is that what he's trying to say?
I'm gonna be drinking Coors Light watching the game tomorrow. Hopefully not out of spite. Hopefully I'm drinking it in celebration tomorrow rather than in disappointment. Apparently Casey Wallace is supposed to play tomorrow. Have you been hearing that too, Caden?
No, that's breaking news to me. I mean, I hope he's fully recovered. Is that what it's sounding like? Was it just a sprain?
Yeah, he's expected to play tomorrow, and I've even heard whispers that Severe Wheeler might be playing too. But I'm kind of
makes me nervous.
Yeah, well, and I don't want to, I don't want to put the kid down or anything. I don't have anything against Severe Wheeler, but I almost feel like we're kind of in a groove now. And like, I almost don't want Severe to play. I kind of just want to be rolling with the guys we've been rolling with. I don't really want to mess up the flow and the rotation, which has proved to be a problem this year. And I feel like adding Severe back into the mix might, make things more difficult than they need to be, unless, at least for the SEC tournament. I would like.
Yeah, and Jacob Toppin was playing point guard so well that I'd be okay with having him move over to point when Kaysen goes out.
And Marcia brings up a good point. Thiero is still looking good. He's one of those guys that, the famous Cal guys that can get to the rim and get an open shot, but then just can't finish. If Thiero could finish, man, he'd go for 20 a game.
I couldn't tell. I think I couldn't tell if he was just playing soft when he got to the rim or if the refs were hosing him. Because sometimes it looked like he got hammered. In other words, he'd lose the ball, there'd just be no call. So he could probably he's probably I think he'll be here a few more years, so he'll get stronger and stronger longer he's here.
Yeah. Yeah. He's one of those guys that I feel like he gets to the rim or gets an open shot and he's surprised that he like got that far, and then he just doesn't know how to finish or doesn't finish aggressively or whatever. And Josh brings up a really good point here. I was going to talk about this. Bill Self, who's normally, arch nemesis of Kentucky being the head coach of Kansas, is apparently dealing with some health issues. He's going to be okay from all the reports that I've heard, but he's going to miss the entirety of the Big 12 tournament because he is in the hospital dealing with some health issues. So we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to Coach Self.
Do we know what's wrong with him?
I have no idea what's wrong with him. I don't know if it's out there. I haven't read up on it at all. But it's crazy. We saw Mike Leach have a health scare that ended up taking his life. That was kind of sudden. And then this definitely seems to be a sudden thing. Don't know if it's similar at all. It certainly doesn't sound as serious as what Mike Leach was dealing with, but it just goes to show you how things can change in an instant, Caden.
For sure. Michelle says it wasn't a heart attack that was reported at first.
Okay, it was reported a heart attack. Man,
that's good.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it wasn't a heart attack. Yeah, but Marcia says he has some type of vascular something. I don't know. Huh.
I don't know what she means.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But it's vascular, so that means it could be a possible blood clot, she said. Okay, well, don't want to speculate, but from what I've heard, it sounds like he's going to be okay. So hopefully.
Did they? I know they played when I was at the gym. The game was on. Kansas. I'm assuming Kansas won that game earlier.
I'm assuming they did. I haven't seen the final score yet, but knowing Kansas this year, they probably did. 78-61. Looks like they beat West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Man, has Bob Huggins' time come with West Virginia? I feel like they're just not relevant. I think they're not what they used to be. Do you see him retiring in the near future?
Possibly. Honestly, the last time I think about West Virginia is whenever we played them, Coleman. We watched that game together. Yeah, was that in Oklahoma where we watched that?
In Oklahoma City, yeah. Caden and I
that's the last time they were relevant.
It was. But Caden and I have a nice habit of watching Kentucky games at trumpet conferences. So that's what we were doing in Oklahoma City. So I was at regional ITG there in Oklahoma City. Yeah. Like anybody knows what that means besides us right now. Yeah, but
watching the game was much better use of our time, I think.
it definitely does. Definitely does feel like it. That's for sure. But all these coaches seem like they've come to the end of an era. I mean, we had Coach K obviously retired, made a big deal out of it, made his, year-long tour of saying goodbye and people giving him goodbye gifts and bowing down to him and stuff like that. Then we had guys like Roy Williams and Jay Wright just retire at the end of the year like normal people.
Like how it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they're all they've all moved on. And then it was just announced yesterday that Jim Boeheim of Syracuse is going to be stepping away after this year, after a 40-something year career at Syracuse. And I think they lost to some nobody team I saw. And he was like complaining about the officiating or something afterwards in the press conference. So heck of a way for him to go out there. But, I think he's kind of run his course. And I feel like Bob Huggins at West Virginia has gotten to that same point. And he's kind of in that same collection of kind of old school coaches that have kind of run their course. And it feels like he's not sort of his style of coaching doesn't really work anymore. The whole just scream at players and hope that they do better, which we kind of know somebody else that's fallen into that category, which is John Calipari. But, Nick Saban said this year that he used to be that kind of guy that would just yell at players and try to get them to, to try to break them through. But he realized that with kids in this generation that yelling at them actually makes them worse, makes them more self-conscious and uptight. So he stopped yelling, and he started being just more methodical in his coaching, and he made that adjustment. So got to wonder if the same holds true for basketball.
Yeah, reminds me of Kentucky, like when you got guys like John Wall and Anthony Davis. I mean, Coleman, what kind of teaching do you have to do with those kinds of guys? I mean, I guess yelling at those guys it's probably more beneficial than when you have guys that actually need to learn the game a little bit better and aren't ready for the NBA yet, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Caden, have you heard about the new name of the minor league baseball team in Lexington? That used to be the Lexington Legends.
Oh gosh.
We grew up knowing the Lexington Legends, of course. Maybe you didn't, but I grew up going to some Lexington Legends game. Not the biggest baseball fan of the world, but I'd love to go to a Legends game every now and then. Get a hat with the mustache was the logo. Let the Lexington Legends get the nice little mustache hat or whatever. Well, now, Caden, would you like to know what the new mascot is?
Go for it.
It's the Lexington Counterclocks.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that might be your reaction. And their logo is like somebody riding a horse backwards with a baseball bat, and then their other logo is a clock swinging a bat. And apparently it stems from horse racing, like horses in England, in London, England, like ran clockwise. And then when we gained our independence here in the United States of America, we decided out of spite to do our horse racing counterclockwise. And that's why, Lexington horse racing counterclockwise. That's why we're the counterclocks. A lot of people thought it was stupid at first. I kind of thought it was stupid, but it's kind of growing on me. I mean, let's go to a counterclocks game. I feel like that's a good that's kind of a cool mascot, honestly. I think they could work on the logo a little bit, but it's kind of growing on me, honestly.
Yeah, I have never heard that before. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's original.
It is original. I'll give it that.
I guess it's got a ring to it the more times you hear it, but I probably wouldn't be my first pick.
Well, KSR thinks it should just be the clocks. They were like, oh, let's just be the Lexington Clocks. I don't know. I think that sounds even worse, actually. I think the counterclocks at least has some that just has a little bit more ring to it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. But we want to hear from you. We want to hear your opinion. Give us a shout on the Talking Kentucky phone line at 502-234-1504. And in record time, Clyde is already calling before I even can finish reading the number. Clyde, how's it going, dude? Happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I'm only 4 years away from being 30.
Well, there you go. Me too. Let's try not to get too depressed about that.
Yeah, I'm still young anyway, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm still young.
That's right. We're just we're spring chickens.
And I'm only 20 years away from being 46, so I still got a while.
Well, what's the significance of 46?
I don't know. It's just something like I'm like, hey, it's just an age to think about.
It's just an age.
I'm only 20 years away from like 46. I'm only like 14 years away from my 40s. Wait, yeah.
Clyde, what does your life look like at 46?
Yeah, what do you see yourself doing when you're 46?
Man, I tell you what. Oh, it's just announced Patrick Ewing is out as Georgetown's coach. I just saw that.
What?
Figured, since you all were talking about coaches, I'll let you know. Well, what am I going to do at 46? Man, I'm going to be sitting on the patio reading a newspaper, drinking a hot chocolate, or not a hot chocolate. I don't know, something warm. Like I don't drink
something
coffee.
Warm. Okay, yeah.
I don't drink coffee, but I might drink an iced coffee. Iced coffee's okay.
Iced coffee. You got to start. We got to get you into some coffee. I wouldn't be able to live without coffee. I think we're gonna have to get you on the coffee train here.
Man, don't be having a heart attack now, man, because that's.
I won't. I'll just have my 1 cup a day.
Yep, same.
Yeah,
just gets me going.
Like coffee and cigarettes go well together, but that's the biggest heart attack of all time. I'll tell you that.
Probably would be. Or if you're the Dry Creek Wrangler podcast, you have a cigar and coffee. So.
Right, or if you're working at Starbucks, there you go. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing at 46 for real. I have no idea. Well, I'll just wait and see.
Will we have more championships by then?
That makes 2 of us. Yeah, how many championships will Kentucky basketball have when we were 46 because we're the same age?
5.
So we'll have less than we have now.
No, we'll have 5 more.
Okay, 5 more. Okay,
5 more.
No, okay, 5. Man, that's
we have 8. So if we win one this year, that's 9. So then we'll probably have like 14.
I can get behind that.
We're going to pass. It's going to happen. We're going to pass UCLA.
I can see that.
It's just going to happen. We're going to do it because they're not going to win anything. They haven't won a championship since when?
It's just going to take a while. It'll happen.
Since the Wooden, it was since the Wooden years.
Yeah. But yeah, like today, I went and saw the Ant-Man movie, Quantumania. I'm sure you and Caden have heard of Ant-Man, and I'm sure you guys might like Marvel. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but I've definitely heard of it.
I'll go ahead.
I said I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, I love Marvel. That's my thing, and so is DC. I'm a big superhero fan, so
there you go.
It was good. I liked it a lot, but I think tonight, I think LSU will beat Vandy. I think LSU is just more like a physical team.
I can see it, especially after that injury for Vanderbilt. Who was the big guy? What's the name of their big guy that got hurt on Vanderbilt? Liam Robbins. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So when they played us,
he get hurt against us. He did get hurt against us, and then Kaysen goes down. But I mean, obviously, we go on the road at Arkansas. We blow out Arkansas without Kaysen, so we definitely should have been able to win that game. But I think that dude is Vanderbilt's best player, so I think it's going to be hard for them to play a complete game against anybody without him.
How about Antonio Reeves with 37 points and Talkin with 21 points? And Adu Thiero with 7 points, especially that after Oscar missed a layup, Thiero comes out of nowhere and jumps up and slams it out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting him to do that. And he flies and he slams that ball. I mean, that, in my opinion, that was his best game he's played here. Thiero's best game was against Arkansas. He actually had a pretty solid game against Missouri, but I think this game in particular was his best performance. And I would have never thought in my entire life that Damian Collins, out of all people, would foul out with 4 points.
I know, right? Matt Jones said Damian fouled out in like 5 minutes.
It was quick.
It was terrible. And then Lance Ware, nobody ever gives Lance Ware credit. He's such a good defensive player. Like, people like, oh, no, don't put Lance in. I'm like, when Lance Ware comes in, I'm like, heck yeah, he's going to defend very well. He's going to play defense. He's going to be physical. He's going to try to get in your mind. And people don't like that. I'm like, why? It's helping us win.
Well, Clyde, he plays physical, but sometimes he makes questionable decisions with the ball.
Yeah, he does make questionable decisions. I got to be on board with Caden on that one.
Not on defense, though. He can defend anybody, though. He can defend anybody, and he
not hating the kid. He has some good moments, but he did turn the ball over 3 straight times against Arkansas.
He did. This is true.
So much was going on in that game. It was hard for me to keep up with everything. But also, one of my favorite moments is that Damian Collins two-handed block. Then after we got the ball, it slipped out of his hands. Then the Arkansas player got it, fell down, threw it. Damian Collins got it, and then passed it down to Reeves, and then Reeves dunks it. That was awesome. That was an awesome play.
Well, Caden and I have said since day one that Antonio Reeves is our favorite player and that he should be starting. So it took Okay, in my opinion, it took a little long for Reeves to be a starter and be getting the PT that he's getting now.
Yeah, now he's playing consistently, and he goes for 37, and we're kind of on a winning streak other than Vandy. So
yeah,
I'd say we spoke into existence, don't you?
I think we're doing our part here on Talking Kentucky. But Clyde, do you feel confident that we can win the SEC tournament?
Yes, yes, I do.
I do too.
And I definitely, I can't even talk. I definitely think I just hate the way Alabama has handled their whole situation with Brandon Miller. And
I get it. I do too.
I hate it. I freaking hate it. And another thing crazy, John Morant.
John Morant's the Murray kid.
Players in the league, one of the most likable players in the league, over here in a club trying to act hood and shows his gun while he's on live. If you're on live, the whole world can see it, and you want to over here try to act like you're from the hood, but you're not from the hood, and then you fake flex with a gun. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a questionable. It's a questionable decision at best. But who do you think will play in the championship? Then, if you think we're going to win it, who are we beating in the championship?
I wish we could play Tennessee in the championship, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we might end up playing Tennessee Saturday.
Yeah, I don't want to play Tennessee again, but that might end up being what has to happen.
I'm not scared of Tennessee. We've already proven that we're better than them. We match up well against them. We outplay them both times.
Clyde, how are we going to play Tennessee on Saturday?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I think we could only play Tennessee in the championship. Isn't that right?
Well, then that's even better. Then who would we have to play Saturday then?
The winner of A&M or Arkansas and Auburn.
Speaking of Auburn, it's coming. It's a little closer now. 64-58.
64-58. Who the Arkansas winning?
Arkansas, 8 minutes left.
Okay.
So Auburn's making a run.
I could see a rematch of Arkansas and Kentucky in the Saturday game in the semifinal. I could definitely see that.
I could too. I mean, like I said, anything's possible in this tournament. I mean,
it's wide open.
Anything is possible. And, you just watch. We're going to win it. You just watch and see. We're clicking at the right time. We've played well. Well, not well, but we've played good enough this last 2 months of the season to, say, okay, we got a shot. I mean, this is anyone's year. Anybody can win the national championship. It's so wide open.
It is.
And all these teams beating all these good teams. And you just wait in March Madness. You're going to see a lot of 15 seeds beating a lot of 2 and 1 seeds. You just watch. I guarantee it.
Oh, it's going to be wide open. But, well, all right, man. Thanks for calling in as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
All righty. Go Cats.
Go Cats. Which we should talk about this, Kate. We should go ahead and preview this. We are going to do I don't know if you've already talked to Cody about this.
Yeah, he's down.
Okay, well, good. We're going to do a Selection Sunday special on Sunday. Our first annual Talking Kentucky Selection Sunday show, and we're just going to get on here. We're going to fill out the bracket, give our advice. And Caden, something that I thought of that would be good is let's make a little bracket group, on ESPN Tournament Challenge or something like that. Let's make a little group. We'll have the Talkin' Kentucky bracket, which will be the bracket that you, me, and Cody collectively fill out. And then whoever else wants to join the pool, they can. And we can throw out a little prize. Whoever wins the bracket. Now, if we win it, then we'll give it to the second place person.
Yeah.
But whoever wins the bracket, we'll send them a Talkin' Kentucky hat. I think that's a good. Isn't that a good plan? Good prize.
So if I win, I can finally get my hat.
Well, you're getting a hat anyway. I think you'll get a hat regardless, Caden. But yeah, whoever wins the bracket pool, we'll send them a Talking Kentucky hat. So we'll open up. We'll get that info out. We'll put it on our page. We'll share it in the comments on that show on Sunday. We'll do it live right here on our Facebook page, and we'll get it out, and we'll do a little bracket group. I thought that would be fun. You think that's a good idea?
That's a really good idea.
All right.
Josh says he wants a hat. Josh, do you have your mug and your sticker yet?
It said that the Patreon email I got said to be there in like 2 weeks, which seems pretty slow to me.
Yeah,
but
that's pretty slow. So it's on its way.
It's on its way. I have confirmation.
Where's it coming from? Africa or something?
I guess so.
2 weeks, jeez.
Well, no, Josh says how much? Well, free of charge. If you win,
it's on us.
Win the hat, yeah, and we'll have them available for purchase eventually. Probably this summer, we'll have the hats available for purchase. But for now, we'll get the hats out. We'll get them out for free. It is a prize. It would be a prize after all. So, yeah. So you can give us a shout on the Talking Kentucky phone line. That being said, just want to put that little plug in there. 502-234-1504. Give us your early NCAA predictions, your SEC tournament predictions, and let's hear it. Caden, it is going to be a wide open tournament this year. I mean, but usually when the tournament's wide open and when the bracket pool is opened up, Kentucky hasn't fared so well. Like that year we lost to Kansas State, and even last year it seemed like the bracket was wide open, and we all know what happened then. So, all right, I think we're getting a call from Josh. It says once again suspected spam, but I know that it's Josh Hart and it's not spam. So, what's up, Josh? How's it going?
Well, it's going good, guys. How y'all doing, man?
We're doing good. It's the best time of the year, SEC tournament. I mean, can't be happier.
Yeah, man. I just hope we do really well. Sometimes I get a little discouraged, especially when we lose a bottom feeder like Vanderbilt at home. But hopefully we'll take all that off and just end up winning this tournament because we have a good team.
We do. We have the talent to be able to. I mean, I still feel like I did in the Bahamas. I feel like we can win the national championship. The only problem is we've been, inconsistent. And that's the most concerning thing going into March because consistency is key and being able to find ways to win games. But, man, I feel good about things.
Real quickly, Caden, I wasn't making fun of him, Shaden Sharp fun.
Oh.
That was actually, hey, you're looking sharp, have a good performance. That I was trying to get some.
Well, you added the E on the end, so I just assumed.
Shaden Sharp hanging like, oh Lord.
Well, I told Caden that I was on the phone with Caden. He said Josh is making a Shaden Sharp pun. I said, "You think that's what it is?" And Caden said, "Yeah."
I thought it was genius.
Yeah, Caden thought you were a comical genius there, but.
No, man, that would have been funny. I was just hoping you would have a good performance.
Oh, I did. We had a good performance, that's for sure. It's funny. The one of the other trumpet players in the section was an Arkansas fan, so we had a nice
nude
back and forth, about the game a little bit. But yeah,
was he nude?
Well, no, he was not nude. Thankfully, no. Okay. We don't do that in the orchestra, Caden. That's against the policy.
That's just in the arena. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Josh, you can continue.
So, I have a question. You said Oscar's doing different things. He's playing more aggressive. He's not really aggressive. He's playing more mad, I guess. Do you think it has something to do with the NIL deals? Do you think he's focusing more on money instead of the basketball this year?
I mean, I don't think it's crazy to think that. Oscar doesn't strike me as that kind of guy, but money brings out different things in people, man. When you're making, like $2-3 million a year in NIL deals, then it's probably can get to your head a little bit. So I don't think it's crazy to think that. No.
Yeah. Do you think it's easy to think like it doesn't matter? Doesn't really matter how we play. I'm making my money. Like if we lose, so what? Do you think it's probably kind of easy to get in that mindset?
I bet it's.
I'm not saying they're doing that.
But... Hey, I bet it's easy to get to that point. I don't think that Oscar is necessarily there. It might just be that he's. It feels like to me he's trying to force stuff to happen. Like he's trying to be Oscar. He's trying to be the hero when really we just need him to be himself. you know. So
Yeah.
Get the rebounds. Yep.
yeah.
As you said this is episode 42. There's a couple. I looked up into my little cheat sheet of who's had 42 in Kentucky as a jersey, and Jamal McGlure and Pat Riley's two that stood out that wore number 42 at the University of Kentucky.
Wow, Pat Riley. I didn't realize he was number 42. Man, and you said in the
Old
comments
school.
there were 16 people have worn 42 over the years.
16 players that have worn 42 at the University of Kentucky.
Was Rick Roby in the 40s? I can't remember what number he was.
Let me look real quick. I can pull it up live.
If he was number 42, that's going to be crazy. That would be a really good call. I feel like Rick Roby was a weird number, like in the 40s or something like that.
I must be a bad Kentucky fan because I don't know who Rick Roby is.
Oh, he's on the 78 team with Jack Givens when we beat Duke in the championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was a ladies' man back in the day. My mom had a crush on Rick Roby.
You're beyond your time, Coleman. Look at you.
Yeah, well, I have that. I have that on DVD. See, my mom's in the comments. She says yes, Rick Roby. So
40. No, he didn't wear 42.
What did he wear?
I don't know. I'd have to look through my list and study it. But
okay. Well, we'll get
right now. I don't know.
We'll get that info out there. But well, Josh, do you think we can win the SEC tournament? How are you feeling about it?
Honestly, I think we can, but I mean, Alabama's tough. I mean, they are.
Alabama's the toughest matchup for a lot of people, but probably for us, probably in the whole country.
And I wish we could play Vanderbilt because I really think that we got embarrassed on our home floor, and I would like to seek some revenge.
That's one of the reasons I'd rather play Vanderbilt than LSU is because I genuinely think we're going to be more awake and more focused for the Vandy game than the LSU game, as crazy as that sounds. But
Josh, do you think so? Looking at the top half of this, do you think a team like because this usually happens, it's usually like Georgia or someone just making some random run, like they're going to go to the NCAA if they win the tournament, and they're probably not going to do anything. But sometimes a random team like that makes a run. Could you see someone like Mississippi State playing us in the championship game or something like that? Or do you think it's definitely going to be Alabama?
Well, I think anybody's beatable. I mean, you have a bad game, and you have a bad game. Yeah. Rick Roby was 53, by the way. 53.
That's a weird number, isn't it? 53. Yeah. How many people have been 53? That is crazy. Well,
I'll tell you here. Hold on. I got a whole list.
Oh, you've got
53.
Man, you've got all the. What? How are you finding all this information?
Rick Roby and John Stewart.
John Stewart.
Whoever
the hell that is. Sounds like a senator.
Played 1 year from 1999 to 2000. He was a 7-foot center from North Indiana.
As Caden says, cool. Nice. Where are you? Is this on that Big Blue website or whatever?
BigBlueHistory.net.
Big Blue History. Yeah. Isn't that a crazy website? That website is got everything you could ever want to know.
Oh yeah, when we did our free throw shooters, that's right.
Not just jerseys. I'm talking about stats, everything about every player that's ever played at the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, that guy. I think it's one dude that runs that website, and it's pretty thorough. I mean, it's no telling how long it's taken him to get all that stuff together. It's probably been like a lifelong project for him. But, well, man, you got anything else before we let you go?
No, you guys, I enjoy watching your show. I shared it out earlier, and I'm trying to get more people to come on board. And because we don't just talk about basketball, we talk about everything. We talk about life, talk about praying for Coach Self, even though we really kind of don't like him, but he's still a human being at the end of the day, and he still needs to be lifted up in prayer. So
that's right.
It's always a good thing. Regardless of what it is, our fan base is always good. So I've seen a lot of posts today about Bill Self on our Kentucky websites, and it was good to see the Big Blue Nation step up and just go with prayer from Coach Nelson.
That's exactly right. I couldn't agree more. And thanks for putting us out there. And we hope you get your mug soon. And we hope to get you a hat at some point.
Yeah, that'd be great. You guys have a great night. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. Thanks.
Man, Kate, we're getting to the point we get so many calls. We need somebody to screen the calls. I feel like Cody
be great at that.
He would be screening the calls. Remember when
he'd get them straight to the point, He'd be good at it.
Well, William Neat called in and he says, "Is this a screener?"
Yeah,
he's
talking to me. Is this a screener? Like, no.
Yeah, no, it was not a screener. But well, I think we're getting a call from Marsha here now. So, Marsha, you called it with Jacob Toppin bringing the ball down the floor. Coach Marsha.
That's right. Good evening, guys. How are you?
We're doing well.
Yeah, surprise, Arkansas game. I was very surprised.
Biggest surprise of the year, that's for sure.
Honestly, I hope we play Vandy, but if we play down to Vandy, we could lose to them.
Oh, we definitely could.
Arkansas brought the physicality out in us, as you could see.
Yep.
And if you think about Oscar, if I was out there refereeing that, I think the only reason he did not get ejected the first half because it was so soon in the game, the refs didn't really want to do it.
I completely agree.
Yeah. When he done it the second time, I thought, oh shit, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all over.
But why wouldn't they want to do it?
I think the reason they wouldn't want to do it is because that would really be impacting the game. Like the game would be over at that point. We already didn't have Kaysen. We didn't have these other guys. So
that's the only thing I could think of because that's an automatic, ejection. It period in my eyes, But I thought, okay, they saw enough in the other guy to make it both a technical to the point where they wouldn't throw him out because it was too early in the game. If they threw him out, they knew it was going to change the momentum. I hate to say the refs can do that, but but he's lucky. And it did change Oscar. This year has changed with him by all means. He better settle down.
Yeah.
He wants to win so bad, that titleship or something for Kentucky. And I get that, but but I'm glad we played Arkansas. I think for the reason is no point guards, okay, which that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, the roughness of the game made them play that way. If you think about it, because when we played Vandy, I thought they were beatable, and we played down with them, back and forth, no physical. It's all mental for this team, for our team, I believe. It's all mental. It's how you play and how you're going to play.
Yeah, it's the effort that they give at the beginning of the game, and it makes all the difference. And that's I don't have any question about the ability of talent on this team. I never have. The only question that I have is our consistency. Can we be consistent enough to win 6 games in a row in March? And I can't remember the last time. Even in the 2012 year when we won the national championship, we lost to Vanderbilt in the SEC championship. So, I almost don't want to win the SEC championship so that we can, that we can win the national championship.
But you don't want to think that way either, though. Your thought process should be to win at any cost at this point.
Right.
It's do or die, guys. It's do or die.
It is.
You've got to get that mentality into the NCAA tournament, do or die. And I think everybody was so mad at the St. Pete's, but I really wasn't, because St. Pete went on to beat Purdue. And I thought, okay, good.
Murray and Purdue, and they gave Carolina a game too.
Yeah, they did. So it didn't disappoint me. The only thing I see with this team, with Arkansas and their roughness, and it made us play that way. And see, the deck guys are get beat up. I saw hands swinging everywhere. It was a tight, close called game. I've seen things, but I think that was good for us. Now, will we play like that again? I don't know. It's mental for them. Unless they're out there getting beat up and knocked around. Who wants, that's where Oscar, I think, really got physical.
Yeah.
The frustration of Arkansas. And I think what Musselman didn't do was execute on us not having no point guard. I mean,
Right.
I
Exactly.
mean, they're pressing us all the way up the court.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that. So I wouldn't have him for no coach. If everybody thinks he's good, I don't. I mean, everybody knew we didn't have no point guard. I mean, Toppin, he's going to be the only one, but that's a nice, tall point guard by all means. But it takes away from the rest of the team.
Yep.
You know, where we do need. But I think we could win the whole thing. I mean, if we played like we did against Arkansas, that was a big hype for them.
Yeah.
You know, or do they still carry that on? I don't know. You know, I hope. You know, we just tend to play down to teams sometimes.
Yeah.
And lay down.
We do.
If we didn't do that against Arkansas. We come out for once swinging, but Arkansas was ready, you know, with their aggressiveness. And that's how they play anyway, the kind of thud-like. And then you got Oscar playing a little bit of the thud. Davis gets ejected out of the game from Arkansas. So I thought, well, all is well then. I mean, we were lucky in some sense with the calls.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And so do you predict Kentucky over Tennessee? Do you think I'd see the final?
I think it would be Kentucky. I don't see how Alabama won't get to the finals. I think it could be Kentucky and Alabama, and I would almost rather play Alabama than Tennessee, because I just think it's going to be impossible to beat Tennessee 3 times in a row. I mean, it's just going to be hard. And you know, I hate saying this, but they have played awful against us both times that they've played. And so they're bound to have a good day shooting the ball.
They're bound to, yeah.
So,
I agree with that.
but Alabama's a team that if they don't shoot well, anybody can beat them.
You're right.
So.
I mean, how can you predict anything this season?
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool doing the pool because, I mean, I'd like to guess it, but it could be anybody. I think even in the tournament, it didn't matter. And I think Kansas, they're back up at number 1 seed again. And I'm like, they're not that good.
No, they're not. They've been very lucky. They've been in a lot of close games this year that have gone their way. Yeah.
Including us.
Yeah, when I said vascular, I meant like in your veins, like blood clots is what they were talking about, vascular. I heard them talking about that. I was
okay.
Because that helped out too. So, but there's a lot of teams we can beat them. I think Houston overall is probably the team to beat.
Yep.
But we'll see. I think it'll be Houston. I think anybody's beatable, but it'll be good to do the poll this year just to see where we all come out at, because
this is going to be one of the most interesting brackets to fill out, one of the most entertaining brackets to fill out in my lifetime. So it's going to be a good one.
Me too.
So, well, Marsha, thanks for calling in as always. We appreciate it. And
as always, guys, and have a good evening and go Cats.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
Coleman, this Auburn-Arkansas game is coming down to the wire, 74-73, 11 seconds left.
Well, I think it's only fair that we get another, because of Bruce Pearl's tenacity, that we get another run at this smashed clip here. So I think in honor of Bruce Pearl's, effort here late in the game. So
90-85, our exclusive post-game interview with Bruce Pearl is presented by Full Moon Barbecue, best little pork house in Alabama. Find your nearest location or view their catering menu at fullmoonbbq.com. I know there's no moral victories.
No.
But your ball club played its heart out tonight, Bruce.
Yep, we played well. We played hard. We should have won the game. Very, very disappointing. Obviously they made some plays. We had a hard time staying in front of them at the end of the day. I'm just sick and tired of our guys getting smashed down there. Smashed!
Yeah, that's about to be him again, probably.
So, yeah.
Arkansas is at the free throw line.
11 seconds. Yeah, I got the box score or whatever, the game cast on ESPN pulled up.
It looks like Arkansas has one more free throw.
Well, it'd still only be a 1-possession game. So, man, what a game there. Well,
I mean, I could see Bruce Pearl's team hitting a 3 at the buzzer. I could definitely see that.
I could definitely see that. It seems like a Bruce Pearl thing to happen. But, man, so UNC lost. I don't know if you saw that in the comments here, Caden. people are saying that UNC went down to
They're
Virginia.
out.
So that probably means they're out of the NCAA tournament, I would think. I just don't think. I mean, their record isn't that much different than ours, but the ACC sucks this year, and so there's not that many people. There's not that many quad one wins, right? That they've been able to get. So, hey, I mean, this guy's back in the comments here, bringing up some very insightful information here.
Is this like one of those read between the line things? Like, does anyone have any clue?
It could be.
Are we looking at the emojis or whatever? Is that what we need to be reading?
Yeah, I think so. We got there's a chili pepper in there now. There's a broken heart. He could be talking about how Bruce Pearl's heart is broken, that they're going to lose. Could definitely be talking about that. There's like a rose, a couple of roses in there.
If you're hearing us, I mean, we know you're probably a troll, but if you're hearing us and you want to call in and explain this to us, I mean, go for it.
I don't know. Anyway, Claude says North Carolina's not making the tournament. That's easy to read there. Let's see. Josh Hart says the ACC always sucks. That's fair.
It used to be the best, though, or one of the best.
Yeah, well, it did. SEC's gotten way better over the past few years. Then we have God, he's still commenting this. This is crazy, man. I guess that's what happens, Caden, when we got 1.1 thousand followers on Facebook. You get spam sometimes, and that's just what happens.
Get all the trolls, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's saying really insightful stuff that we just can't discern or whatever. Okay, there's 3 seconds left. Auburn just called a timeout. It's a one possession game, 76-73 Arkansas. And so it looks like Auburn's going to have one last chance here to put up a prayer. So we'll see. North Carolina only has one quad one win. Man, that's crazy. What was I? I was going to say something else, Kate. I was going to bring up something else to you. I can't remember what it was.
Did Mr. Garuji did he take away your
yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. That did detract from my train of thought just a little bit. Okay, Auburn timeout. Okay, that's the same thing that just happened. Okay. Well, Caden, what are you most looking forward to? This is what I was going to ask you. What are you most looking forward to about Nashville? Like, I mean, what are we going to get some? We're going to get some Talking Kentucky content down there. Are you gonna talk to some Vanderbilt fans? Like, what's the plan? The game plan?
Cody and I don't really have any plans. We're just going to go down there. We have a grill and bar picked out, so we're going to go down there and just kind of. We got a hotel too downtown, so we're just going to see what happens. Good. We might interview some fans. I would be interested to hear what Vandy has to say after we beat them. Yeah, that could be good content, don't you think?
I think it definitely could. Arkansas just won, so you could probably interview some Arkansas fans. Just got to make sure they don't start stripping for you. Yeah, I think that. So, is there only one more game tonight? Is it just LSU Vandy after?
Yeah, that's the last one tonight.
Well, I think that's actually going to be a good game. I'm actually excited for that game. I never thought I would say that LSU and Vanderbilt was going to be a good basketball game, but I actually think it's going to be.
It surprises me LSU's 14-18. Like, are they that bad? I thought they were going to finish like as a tourney team, like beginning of the season. I didn't think they were going to be that bad.
Well, apparently
I guess you know better than me since you're down there. Like,
well, I thought, like, I don't think they're as bad as their record shows. I think they've just been kind of really unlucky, kind of like the opposite of Kansas a little bit.
Kansas is never unlucky.
No.
It must be Snoop Dogg.
It must be. You book Snoop, you get Snoop. But Marsha brings up a good point. So we can get out of here and, watch this Vandy LSU game that's going to be so good. What's the name of the show tonight? I mean, we can't really... I mean, it could be Talking Garuji.
Talking troll.
I don't think he's a troll. I just think it's
Coleman, how is that not a troll comment?
Well, we don't even know what it says, so how are we supposed to know if it's a troll or not? We don't even know what it says.
Marsha thinks they're looking for a 90-day fiance.
Well, could be. Yeah.
We're both single.
In some instances, I wouldn't be against that. But
I don't know if Guruji's our type though.
Danny Morris says local fan. Is that like OnlyFans? Caden was putting Louisville fan. Oh, okay, he's a Louisville fan. Okay, yeah, he could be a Louisville fan. That does make more sense. That I would get that. That would explain the broken heart. They've only won 4 games this year, but it could be. Yeah, it could be Talkin Guruji. Clyde always says talking the. Clyde says OnlyFans is a fraud.
You think?
Yes. It could be that. It could be talking we all. What are the we gotta come up with something, Caden. It could be talking. It can't be talking smashed. We've already done talking Turtle Man. Can't be talking OnlyFans.
No, you really got to mark that one explicit if you call it that.
You talking virtual services. Talking SEC tournament. Maybe. Talking SEC. Caden
Guruji has a virtual service.
Talking jive. This one doesn't have a clear. This is kind of one of the first one of our episodes that doesn't have
talking
a
SEC.
Clear.
Talking Nashville.
Talking Nashville. Talking Nashville Cat. You know, there's that one song. It's called Nashville Cats.
Talking Catsville.
It could be Talking Nashville Cats. What was the name of the pod? See, Caden and I, we were trying to come up with the name of our podcast. Pretty much right before we recorded our very first podcast, we realized we didn't have a name, so we had to come up with something.
The day of, yeah.
The day, like, not even the day of, like, I mean, like an hour before, like, we recorded it. And so, well, we threw out some crazy things. We threw out Kentucky Fried Podcast was one of them that we threw out. We threw out like Bleed Blue, Big Blue. We threw out all the variations of anything you can think of. And then we were like, we should do Bluegrass Podcast. And we were like, well, that doesn't really rhyme. And Kane's like, well, we could do Bluegrass Podcasts. And I was like, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But it might actually work. Bluegrass Podcast.
It would have been spelled like this. 1 second.
Podcasts. Yeah. Bluegrass Podcast.
There we go.
With the apostrophe.
Look how bad that looks.
Talking Bluegrass Podcasts. That does look pretty bad. Josh Hart says talking Rick Roby. We've got some talking Catsvilles in here.
Catsville seems to be popular.
Catsville does seem to be popular. Who was the other? We were talking about something with Josh on the phone. What was the name of the guy we didn't know who it was?
No clue. Beats me.
Somebody Smith?
No clue.
Who was the name of that dude, Josh? In the comments here. Because there's usually something that like stands out to us.
Well, we can't even think of it. So how does it stand out?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, the holidays. It's National Barbie Day. That's the first thing we talked about. Could do talking Barbie.
Yeah, I'm still liking Catsville.
That's fine with me. It's National Get Over It Day. Talking Get Over It. Right now, my vote is for Catsville, so I'd probably do that. Let's do that. Let's just do Catsville. I think that works pretty good. That's a good one, isn't it? Talking number 42. Episode 42, Talking Catsville. So yeah, we'll do that one. I'll be sure to spell it right and everything.
Coleman, before we go, what's your prediction? Who are we playing tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday?
I think
obviously we're going to win the SEC tournament.
I think
obviously we got to believe in that.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Well, now we got Baba Subban Bangali in here with another troll comment here.
Guguji's got his buddy in here now. Guruji's got his buddy in here now.
Yeah, they're tearing it up.
Oh, there's a phone. Did you see a phone number?
Well, I'm not going to dial that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to Google that.
Yeah, don't want to Google that. But as you were saying, I think we're going to play the LSU Tigers tomorrow. Okay, I think we're going to play LSU.
Yep. Agreed.
Then I think we're going to play Arkansas. And then I think we're going to play Alabama. LSU, Arkansas, and Alabama. Those are my three.
Marsha thinks Missouri could beat Tennessee, and I could definitely see that. But then I think
I could see it, especially without Ziegler or whoever.
Yeah, especially. So
yeah.
I think that's definitely going to happen. I'm going to agree with you on LSU, and I'm going to say, man, I don't know who's going to win Arkansas and Texas A&M. I'll probably go with Arkansas again.
Oh, it's going to be Arkansas, yeah.
And then, yeah, I'll agree with you on all those. Probably, I think Alabama play us. I think we need to play Alabama in the championship game. Win or lose, I think that'll be a really good championship game for us to play in.
And if we get to the championship, I think we're a 4 or 5 seed, to be honest with you. I think we can get as high as a 4 seed. I really do, if we make SEC championship. So, so we'll see. Well, we'll go Cats. We're going to do our selection Sunday. What time are we going to do that show? What time's the selection show on Sunday?
I don't know. It's usually at what? Early
like 6
afternoon,
5 or 6. I think the selection show is. Well, we'll keep you all posted. We'll probably do it at like 8 o'clock that night or something. We might do it, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, something like that. As soon as the bracket comes out, we'll let you all know. We'll go live and we'll do our little bracket show. And we'll also let you know about the Talkin Kentucky bracket, tournament challenge. We'll see if y'all can join that. So we'll try to get that out there too. The winner will get a Talkin Kentucky hat. We'll go ahead and profess that here, and yeah. So well, as always, guys, if you want to be like Josh Hart and get your Talkin Kentucky mug and everything, you can support us on Patreon, and Caden will put a link in the comments for that to the support us page of our website, and you can figure out how to support us if you for some reason like us and want to support us. You can do that. So. For Coleman Scott, and there's that link in the podcast or in the comments there. So it's episode number 42, Talkin Catsville, and I think that'll do it. And Danny Morris says good cats, which go Cats, not good cats. Hopefully we'll be good cats tomorrow. But for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, for Guji, and for Baba Subban Bangali.
And for Bluegrass Podcasts.
And for Bluegrass Podcasts. This has been episode number 42 of Talkin Kentucky, and we will see you next time. Go Cats.